today I'll be hanging around with one fine gentleman who has suffered a lot of things: humiliation, rejection from his own family. He has slept in churches, slept outside, even to the point of committing suicide because he felt he had no one. He was all alone. He has been through a lot of sacrifices, all because he decided to do the work of God. Now, what have you and I been able to sacrifice even in the comfort of our homes? Today, I'll be hanging around with one Mr. Emmanuel Kwabena Mensah. Emma, welcome to Tuesday Morning Live.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so but you want to speak up a little for us so that we can hear one. Right, so I chanced on your Facebook page, and I think you posted a story on your 30th birthday, and the story had a lot of details, and that was where it caught our attention, and so we decided to follow and get to know you more and get to know your story as well. Now, I just mentioned your name, but you want to reintroduce yourself to people, for those that do not know you, so that they get to know you.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. Actually, I posted the story so that people can also get some kind of encouragement from it. And I'm very happy and privileged to have this platform to share. My name is Emmanuel Kwabena Mensah Agbenyo. All the names has meaning.
Yeah.
The Mensah because I have a father right now who is really taking care of me, and I decided to use his name Agbenyo because I didn't die, and that simply means life is good.
So these are names you gave to yourself when you grew up. But it wasn't part of your birth. Okay, all right. So
it got to a point like I don't have to use my father's name, so I was just using Emmanuel Kwabena. That's why if you go to my Facebook, it was just Emmanuel Kwabena.
Yeah.
So along the line, I have to forgive my dad and then let people know that I have a trace. I'm a Voltarian. So I decided to just pick any Voltarian name, because I don't know the family I belong to, so I don't know why I should just be using the same name.
All right, so we'll get to the parts of your family and all that, but let's go to the very beginning. I mean, the genesis of this story. Where did you grow up?
I grew up at a small community in the Jomoro district in the western region called Nyamibetre.
Okay.
So it's a farming community.
All right.
I was born to a cocoa farmer and a trader.
Yeah.
So we were 7. Our last born are twin, so we are 7 in number. I'm the last but one, that's the 5th born.
Okay.
So growing up, I don't know how the story was, but all I knew was that I started preaching at the age of 6. 6 years I started
Now
preaching.
that is interesting. At the age of 6, you started preaching. When did you get to know Christ? When did you, because if you start preaching at the age of 6, you might have gone through a certain process for you to know who Jesus Christ is and to know his word for you to preach it. So was your father a pastor?
No.
So how did you get to know of the word, or how did you get to know Christ at the age of 6 for you to start preaching?
That is a mystery, because I didn't know how to read the Bible. In fact, as at that time, I've not held Bible before, like I've not opened a Bible before. But according to those who were listening to me then, they say I used to teach deep things about the Bible. So people do invite me home to ask me questions about a lot of things. Even they said marriage. So I was wondering.
But you didn't know what you were, because you were just 6 years old. So you didn't really know what you're saying. But the people who were matured at that time knew you were actually giving deep revelations.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was just like I'm just a kid and I'm praying with my case in the house. I'll gather some tin tomatoes can and an empty gallons, and then we'll be having church service and I'll be preaching, and people will come around and listen to what I'm saying. And when I'm praying, Izuma, those who know Izuma, they know that it's full of witchcraft and all these things. So when I'm praying, those things, those who are possessed and all those things manifest. And then.
So do you come from a Christian background?
Okay, with the little I know about the background of my father, they said my father's father is a catechist, but my own biological father is something else. He's not a Christian.
Okay, so what was he?
He was somebody who is into this fetish stuff. He does herbal medicine with a lot of spiritual things, and I don't know how to describe him anyway. Yeah, but he was somebody they really fear in the community.
Okay.
Because my father can be there and say somebody is going to die this week, and of course somebody have to die that week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that was how powerful your
How
dad was.
powerful my dad was. And my dad can just be going and they say somebody is dying. He would just go there. He would just, on the way to the place, he would just pick some leaf and then speak on the leaf. And when you get there and apply the leaf on the person's nostril, you know the person will just wake up. So my dad was that powerful. Was that powerful. And that's what got me and him into the problem.
We'll come to the problem, but in a post in the post I saw on Facebook, you said when you were a child, you were struck by lots of diseases, a lot of sicknesses, even till the point of death. What were some of the things you went through as a kid? Okay. In terms of being struck by diseases?
I was attacked with, should I call it? I don't know the right name, but it has to do with cough.
Okay.
You know, it's something that comes every month. And my dad was a good, you know, herbalist, so my daddy helped me a lot. One of the sickness is also epilepsy.
Epilepsy?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the bad one.
Yeah.
That was the bad one.
Wow.
And a lot of them. So if I remove my feet, you see some mark of some wounds is as a result of the epilepsy.
What were the marks for?
You know, when you fell, you struggle, so you hit your feet or stuff and all that. Yeah.
Wow. So how did you get healed?
Okay, so you see I have a mark here. And according to my mom, they said my daddy took me to a lot of fetish, you know. You know, he's a traditionalist.
Yeah.
So he took me to a lot of fetish house and they use a lot of orthodox medicine. So they gave me this mark. They said for the gods or the idols or the demons who were tormenting me, if they see the mark, they will not like me again. And I don't know, a whole lot of story. But, you know, when at the age of 6, when I started preaching, I never experienced that again. I never experienced any sickness. Since then till now, I'm fit and strong. I've never been to the hospital for anything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that was just pure grace. That was just by the grace. All right, so you left home at a very tender age. Yeah. Why would you do that? Okay,
it's not in my own will to leave my family. My daddy threw me out of the house.
For what reason?
Okay, so he doesn't like me preaching and doing all those spiritual things, with the reason that he said I'm going to die. I'm too young to deal with spiritual things. So if I continue, I'll die. So I have to stop. And you know, like we said earlier on, I didn't know what I was doing. So it's something uncontrollable. So I was just doing my stuff and he's also against it. In fact, if my daddy is coming from anywhere and he sees a lot of people gathered around with me talking to them, you dare not stand there.
Wow.
He will wound you. And that the whole day he will chase me until he gets me and then deal with me before he will be okay. So it got to a point like, you don't want to listen to me, you want to die, get out of my house and go and die somewhere else. So I have to leave home. That was, if I remember, that was age 11.
Age 11?
Yeah.
How did you survive the streets? from age 11 to when? Okay, let me ask you, when you left home, where did you go first?
I went to Ec12one. You know, we were born into Catholic Church.
Okay.
So I stayed with a Ec12one and the wife for some time. Then later on, my mommy said that they should come for me. So when I got to my mom's place, my stepdad was also not happy that I'm coming around. So it was a lot of issue. But at the time when my stepdad got interest in me, because he one day gave me the opportunity to share, to do Bible studies with them. And it was something else. So that's when he got to believe that what his wife was saying about me was true. So he decided they were not having kids. You know, my mom decided not to have kids again. So they were not having children. So my stepfather decided that he wanted to adopt me as a son. He wasn't having any son. And then with that kind of calling and attitude, I'll be able to take care of his own siblings and all that. So at the point of writing letter, the process of adopting and, you know, putting my name on other things as his next of kin, he died.
Wow.
He died.
Your stepfather died?
Yeah. He died, and the whole thing was paused. It stopped from there. So I couldn't further my education from there. You know, the family came to take the properties from my mom. They initially even wanted to throw my mom out of the house and all that. So, and you know, actually that investment, my mom's money, my mom put everything into the investment. They actually built a private school. So my mom put a lot into the school. So it's like when the man died and that happened, she has nothing again.
Yeah.
So it actually gave her a heart attack. So my mom became seriously sick. She was admitted at Swafa Scientific Herbal Clinic at in Koko, and that is when I started cooking rice. Selling rice in school. I was in JHS 2.
Oh, JHS 2.
Yeah.
And you were selling rice in
I
school.
was selling
How
rice.
were you doing it? So in the midst of all these things, how were you holding up? Your mom has been struck with heart attack. Your stepdad has passed away. There's pressure on the family to take away all properties.
Yeah.
And you were barely left with nothing.
Yeah.
How were you coping? How old were you then?
That was 2005, if I remember.
Okay.
So I was 15.
You were 15.
Yeah.
How were you coping? How were you holding up?
I was just cooking. I was living a normal life. Like I'll close from school, go to the market, buy my stuff. Then I'll come and prepare the stew for the next morning. And then there was this particular lady called Gift Theater. She used to come and help me. We're in the same class. And my mom, she was my mommy's favorite.
Okay.
So she used to come to the house and help me, and we prepared the food. My focus was not on the things that I was going through. My focus was what I want to become and who I was.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, as at that time, I stopped preaching. I stopped everything that I was doing.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't preach again. I couldn't do anything again. So I was just trying hard to make sure that I cook with life. So I would cook the rice, gather money at the weekend, and send to my mom.
At the hospital?
Yeah, at the hospital. Then, you know, as at that time, you know, that was when I think we write the BC at Form 2 or something like that. So I was preparing for my JHS BC, the JHS exams. Okay. And after the exams.
All right, so yes, after the exam, we will come to that point. Now, for someone who was preaching the word at a very tender age, and you were still bent on preaching the word, after you wrote exam, you passed very well, and you were posted to an SHS, but unfortunately, you couldn't get anyone to help you financially. And then you went into drinking.
Yeah. That actually got me into drinking.
At what age was that?
I was
16 or 17? So you actually started drinking at 17?
At 17. Actually, I drank for only 6 months. 6 months.
6 months is not
and
only.
Actually, it was my teachers who got me into it.
Your teachers got you into drinking?
You, my JHS teachers got me.
What happened? I want to hear that bit.
They loved me, you know. They loved me, so they were moving with me, and they too, they were hit by my story, you know. They actually left the school, and then they carry me along. So wherever they are going, I move with them. So you know, they saw that I've been crying like within me. So it's like, no, take something and clear this thing up.
Yeah, that's right.
And to be honest, I really got into the drinking to the point that, you know, I was rather more strong.
You rather overtook them.
Yes, that when we go out and we got drunk, I'm the one that brings them home. After all we have taken, I'm the one that will bring them home.
Okay, that's right. Hold it there. Yeah, he's the one that brings them home. He brings his teachers home. After Omukochebia, he's the one that brings them home at the age of 17. All right, that's right. All right, so let me read some few Facebook comments. And please don't forget to create watch parties. Invite friends. The conversation is really getting interesting. Nanaba Brewer Chompon says, I love the song. Yes, referring to the song. Malik Issa Mensah says, nice interview. Keep it up. And we have DJ Sasakura. Sorry, man, if I can't pronounce it well. It says everything happens for a reason. Keep the fire burning. And then we have Kofi Souza says nice, and Fia Florence is giving us thumbs up for. I'm sure she's enjoying the interview. All right, so fast forward. What happened now after BC? You had a chance into SHS, but unfortunately no helper. You got into drinking. How did you overcome that, and what happened from that point onwards?
One day I drank. I got drunk, seriously drunk. And I got home. And it was like this man came and was like sitting beside me and was talking to me. This is not you. This is not you at all. Remember who you were when you were a kid. You have an assignment. You can't do this. So that day, I cried. And I was using the words of the man. And I was talking to God. So the next morning, I just got up and I told my teacher, I can't stay here anymore. I'm going. So I left the place and that was the end. In fact, I left the place and I got into a war situation.
A war?
War situation.
Okay. War situation.
Yeah,
right, okay.
Because when I left there, the teacher was the one taking care of me.
Okay.
And we're into a good business.
Okay.
So I was having money then. But when I left, I have no money.
When you left there, where did you go?
I went to the street. I engaged into a lot of child labor. I struggled a lot.
Wow.
I can't narrate the story from there, but I struggled a lot.
What was your lowest moment?
That was in Nigeria.
You went to Nigeria?
Yeah.
Who took you there?
My auntie. My auntie took me to Nigeria. You know, I gave up with education. So I decided to go into acting. And then after my first...
You decided to go into acting?
Acting.
Okay.
So I went, you know, my mom is from Akwitia, so you know Akwitia, there is this mining.
Yeah.
So I worked hard to get my acting fee, then I joined a production in Kumasi. So after our first movie, my auntie came to Ghana and was like, okay, I want to take someone to Nigeria. Initially, it was not me. I was not in the plan. Then she changed her mind that she wanted to send me. So they convinced me that when I get to Nigeria, my acting career will improve. So I should just go to Nigeria. So I agreed and I went to Nigeria. And when I got there, it was not
as she had told you.
She told me. I got into a war situation. Like...
Right, so I know it's really sad that you are almost getting emotional, but our time is also running up. Why did you decide to take your own life?
Okay, that was when I was with my dad. You know, I realized the man doesn't like me. So I just wanted to end my life. So it's not that I went into it. I hanged myself and I was at the point of dying. I didn't know who sent my junior sister inside.
You hanged yourself?
Yeah. I was at the point of dying, so I was struggling in the room. And then my junior sister, my kid sister just got into the room, saw the situation, and screamed, "The man is dying." And then they all rushed into the room and hold me and remove the rope. And my dad, who was maltreating me, was crying.
Wow.
So I was like, "So you love me like this?" Like I was like,
you
love me like this and you're treating me this way.
You just couldn't afford to lose you.
Yeah, so I was caught between. This man loved me. Like he was talking to me, he said, he was talking to me like, "What do you want? What do you want me to do for you? That you want to kill yourself?" Oh, that day there, if not my sister that was in,
you would have been gone by now. Wow, well, that's sad. Fast forward, you've been through this whole difficulties here and there. Now, after everything, you went to Nigeria, things were not as you thought. You are back in Ghana now. How did you get your life back to normal? And how did you get back to your preaching?
I got back to my preaching in Nigeria. As I said, my auntie did not treat me or fulfilled her promises. But when I was sent into JHS in Nigeria, the first friend they gave me in school by our principal was a Christian, and he was an evangelist, someone who was into a stage play to preach the gospel. And he just that day, that particular day, he took me to a prayer meeting and introduced me as an actor from Ghana who want to come and continue his acting career. So after school, he introduced me to the drama group, and then they asked me to lead the group, and that is all. So from there, I became the leader. I was training them in acting. We had a lot of stage play to evangelize in the whole Ibadan, and sometimes we will be called even outside Ibadan. So I got into a serious ministry right from school. Immediately I got into SHS, the whole thing started. So then I began to forgive my auntie, because I realized that it was God who took me from Ghana to Nigeria.
So that he can re-establish you, to put you back on track to what
so
you do.
Nigeria, I became a serious evangelist.
Wow.
But when I returned to Ghana, the story was different again, because a pastor, I know a lot of people are watching me now and I can't, go into that. A pastor took me from my mom to Accra, and the story was something I slept in church, And
what was the intention of the pastor? To train you or to stay with him?
He has heard that I'm an evangelist, and I came with my team from Nigeria to Ghana to evangelize in the eastern region. So he heard that, and when I returned, he wanted to work with me.
Okay.
So he brought me to Accra to help me to go to Bible school and become a pastor in a very popular church in Ghana here. I don't want to mention the church's name.
Yeah.
And then it was something else. I became a cook, like a houseboy, and I was sleeping in the church. And actually,
you completed Bible school? I
didn't even enter.
You didn't even know where the Bible school was?
That's something else. So I was sleeping in the church, and I think that was also a time of prayer for God to take me to the next level, what he has for me. And to the glory of God, I was introduced into missions, and I met this Godfather, let me say an angel from God, Reverend Ray Mensah. So that is the Mensah in my name.
That is the Mensah in your name?
In my name.
Wow.
Today is his birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Daddy. Today happens to be his birthday.
And he's the president for Ghana Evangelical Mission Association.
Wow. Yeah. And yeah, wow, that's nice.
So Reverend Ray Mensah transformed me. I was not having a place to sleep in Accra. He rented a room for me to sleep. And when I started going on missions to the north, so for 7 years now, I've been reaching out to the northern region, planting churches and winning a lot of souls.
Are you a pastor now? An ordained pastor?
I'm not ordained pastor. I'm just an evangelist.
An evangelist.
I said I'm a noise maker.
Yeah.
Just preaching the gospel and planting churches.
Wow. That's nice. So from then, everything has been normal. Everything has been
normal. Pastor Ray has really helped me. He has gotten me to where I am today, and he's still the one taking care of me now. I've lacked this father love for some time now. I'm not forgetting Pastor Apostle Ayodele Emmanuel in Nigeria. He actually discipled me in Nigeria.
Okay.
So I'm not forgetting that man at all. But here in Ghana, is this man who has made me who God really wants me to be. He has made me know my purpose on earth, and he's still the one coaching me, guiding me, financing me, everything. The training the man has given me, I don't think even if I've been in the Bible school, I'll have that training.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I think everybody should meet Pastor Ray Mensah.
Yeah.
He is someone that has passion for soul winning and passion for young people. I'm praying that every young man should pass through the hand of this man.
I understand what you're saying. I understand where you're coming from. You have a great story there by all standards. And everything that happens in our lives happens for a reason. And so sometimes it might be meant for evil, but it always turns out good. All right, it's been an interesting story. I was actually going to ask you if your dad was alive, and what is the relationship between you and your father right now?
My dad has passed away.
He's passed on.
And actually, I forgive my dad before he passed away.
He passed.
Just that I couldn't
see him. That's right, that's fine. So add your very final words and the lessons we can, the people out there are watching. What are some of the lessons that they can learn from what you've been through? So you can look into the camera right there. And
what I've learned from all what I've gone through is just one thing. It was a process that God is using to make me to become what He wants me to become. So I've never regretted going through all that. Today, I'm able to help people who are fatherless and people who are being sent out of home. My junior sister is closer to me. So she can tell you a lot of people that I've helped, a lot of people that I've opened my singing room to, that they should come and stay with me. Some that I've taken them to school, help their school fees. I'm not there yet. I still need a lot of support. But the little one that I have, I share with these people because I've experienced what they have experienced. So I'm encouraging everybody, whatever you are going through now, it's part of the process. Maybe if I was born into a rich home, I will not see the reason to go down to this level. Because I've slept on the street before. When I was on the, when I went on the mission field in the northern region, it was so easy for me to sleep anywhere, any place, eat anything, because I've experienced all this. And I had so much passion and love for the people because I've experienced what they're experiencing. So I'm just sharing this story that don't kill yourself yet. Whatever you are going through, don't end your life. If I died that day, I don't think I'll be where I am now. And the souls that I've won, over 20,000 souls just last year.
Wow.
Before I was coming, I know maybe they are going to ask me this question. So I look back into my records and I was looking at it. Only last year I planted 27 churches.
Wow, 27 churches.
27 churches and won over 3,000 converts. And I was looking at it and I was like, if I end my life, these people wouldn't have known Christ. So I'm encouraging you there. You don't know what God wants to use you for. So just endure and know that the tunnel you are going through, that dark tunnel you are going through, there is light at the end of it. And when God will shine His light upon your life.
Definitely, God will shine His light on your life. All right, so today happens to be the birthday of Reverend Mensah. So yeah, wish him, now you can officially wish him a happy birthday in there. Then wishing this.
As I always tell him on his birthday and on Father's Day, he has been the best that I've ever had in my life. And if not him, I wouldn't have known anything or that experience called father.
Okay.
So right. I love you, Daddy, so much. You know I love you. I love you. You just know that I love you. And that.
Happy birthday, Reverend Mensah. It's been an interesting story, but you still have that acting style in you, right?
Sure.
It's very. You end the show. Not end the show, but we ended this very session with a piece of your acting. Now you enter your church premises. Let's assume you have a church, a big church. You enter and you realize the young guys are playing soccer. Or in a church, how will you react to them? Very short one, and then we can just.
In a church.
In a church.
You
are an actor, yes.
And I'm an actor.
You are an actor, so act like you are the head. Yes.
And I'm the head pastor.
Yes, you are the head pastor.
Okay. Hey guys, bring them.
No, you can still sit. Yes.
Come on, guys. This is the house of God. You can't do this. I'm interested in what you are doing. Can we just go out and let's have some soccer fun? Come on, let's go out. Let's go out.
All right, come on, let's go out. That's from Emmanuel Kwabena Mensah. A very wonderful story, and I'm sure it has inspired all of you out there. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, Queen is going to be on Fresh Tunes.